The day I moved into Riverside Heights was supposed to be ordinary. My parents had recently relocated for work, and we rented an apartment on the 11th floor. The building was old, not abandoned old, just the kind of old where the walls seemed to remember things. The lobby lights flickered occasionally, the elevators groaned every time they moved, and almost every resident avoided eye contact. At first, I didn't think much about it. People in apartment buildings usually keep to themselves. That evening, while unpacking boxes, I met an elderly neighbor named Mr. Kapoor. He lived across the hallway. When he learned I had moved into apartment 1107, his expression changed. Not dramatically, just enough to make me notice. "You'll hear stories about this place," he said. "What kind of stories?" He looked toward our elevator, the kind you shouldn't follow. Before I could ask more, he walked away. I stood there confused. That night, around 11 p.m., I went downstairs to buy snacks. The elevator arrived immediately. The doors opened. Everything looked normal until I noticed something strange. The button panel had floors 1 through 15, but for a brief second, I could have sworn there was another button, a glowing button, number 16. I blinked. It vanished. I stared at the panel. Only 15 floors, nothing unusual. I convinced myself I was tired. But as the elevator descended, I couldn't stop thinking about it. And for the first time since moving in, I felt like someone inside the elevator had been watching me. Cliffhanger. When the doors opened in the lobby, a voice whispered behind me, "Don't press 16. I spun around instantly. Nobody. The lobby was empty. No footsteps, no movement, just silence. I searched every corner, nothing. Eventually, I convinced myself it had been my imagination. The next morning, I asked the security guard a simple question. "How many floors does this building have?" 15. "What about 16? The guard laughed. "There isn't one." His answer came too quickly, like he'd heard the question before. That evening, curiosity got the better of me. I searched online for information about Riverside Heights. Most results were normal. Real estate listings, resident reviews, maintenance complaints. Then I found a discussion forum. One post caught my attention. The title read on Khiti. "Has anyone else seen floor 16? The post had been deleted, so had every reply. Only one sentence remained. "Once you see the button, it starts noticing you." I felt a chill around 11 p.m. I returned to the elevator. The doors opened. The panel looked normal. Then the lights flickered once, twice, 3 times, and suddenly, button 16 appeared, glowing faintly, waiting. Cliffhanger. The elevator doors closed before I could step out. The elevator started moving. I hadn't touched anything. My heart pounded. The floor display changed with "Devthi Nathan." The elevator should have stopped. Instead, it continued. The display went blank. For several seconds, there was nothing. Then a number appeared, .16. A loud ding echoed through the cabin. The doors slowly opened. Darkness, not ordinary darkness, the kind that seemed alive. The hallway beyond was impossible to see. I checked my phone flashlight. It refused to turn on. My signal disappeared. Battery dropped from 87% to 23%. I took one cautious step outside. The air felt colder. The hallway stretched endlessly in both directions. No windows, no decorations, no sound. Then I noticed footprints. Fresh footprints. Someone had been there recently. I followed them. They led to a small wooden door. The door was slightly open. A dim light glowed inside, and I heard someone crying. Cliffhanger. The crying suddenly stopped. Every instinct told me to leave, but curiosity pushed me forward slowly. I opened the door. Inside sat a young boy, maybe 12 years old. He was facing the wall, perfectly still. I swallowed hard. Hello. No response. I stepped closer. The room looked old. Dust covered everything. Yet the boy's clothes looked clean, as if he had arrived moments ago. Are you okay? The boy finally spoke. His voice was quiet, almost whispered, You shouldn't be here. I froze. What is this place? The boy didn't answer instead. He asked, What year is it? I told him. The moment he heard the year, his shoulders began shaking. Not from fear, from laughter. Slow laughter, the kind that makes your skin crawl. Then he slowly turned around. My blood ran cold. The boy's face was printed in a newspaper article I had seen online earlier that day. An article about a child who disappeared from this building 27 years ago, and he hadn't aged a single day. The boy smiled, then pointed behind me. I turned. The elevator had disappeared. The boy whispered, Now it knows you're here. And somewhere deep in the darkness of floor 60 thing started moving toward us.